two things. First, he stopped being a lefty. Second, he wrote a book about what was happening and gave it this title, San Francisco.
Somehow it was immoral to require mentally ill people, drug addicts, poor people, people with problems to change their behavior. The idea was that it's not empathetic for people to demand that people change their behavior.
Instead, you get policies like San Francisco's General Assistance Program. It gives every qualifying homeless person hundreds of dollars a month on a debit card. You know the city pays them about $1,000 a month just to hand them cash.
No, not that much. They do get some assistance.
Why?
They
To buy heroin?
because this city has always had a great level of generosity.
Okay, fine, but do you think it's smart to give people money to buy heroin? Because that's where it's
I
going?
don't think anyone in his right mind would tell you it'd be smart to give money to buy any drugs.
Well, it's
You're
happening.
harming themselves. But no, you provide resources. Some people take advantage of them. I would tell you that there is conduct by some people that live in this city, and they just got here, period. Because they were chased out of Denver, they were chased out of wherever, and they were chased here.
And they get free
believe
money.
me, they are usually, we are more generous. At least we have been.
But you're giving money to drug addicts.
No,
News
you're not giving people in
Nation,
need.
Bill
You
O'Reilly.
give money to people in need.
They've created an incentive for homelessness. The numbers are shocking in San Francisco. It's somewhere between 100,000 and 120,000 per homeless person spent per year just by the city of San Francisco. That's not including the $24 billion that was spent by Gavin Newsom over the last 6 years at a state level. It also doesn't include federal programs, so you've got a huge amount of money going into incentivize homelessness.
This video from 2022, shot by Schellenberger, says it all.
If you're gonna be homeless, it's pretty easy here. I mean, if we're gonna be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
When you said that San Francisco pays people to be homeless, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that literally?
Yeah, I mean, I get $620 a month, dude.
From general assistance, or how was that hard to get?
Phone call, bro.
And that's just the tip. For years, the city poured billions into a pop.
Yeah, two key factors there. This is on News Nation, the decline and fall of San Francisco, a Bill O'Reilly special on balance, posted yesterday. It's about 10 minutes in. Yeah, it was about a minute clip we just watched, so class is focusing on what they said about the homeless people or drug addicts and them needing to change their behavior, giving money to drug addicts. It seems really stupid that people at that level are making such stupid comments. If you understand anything in how these systems work and the funding, you wouldn't talk with that kind of lingo or rhetoric. It doesn't even make sense. Well, I don't think they understand it. No, I think they just sit behind desks and ties and paperwork and make opinions. Yeah, whatever's gonna benefit them the most, they seem to just make the decision in that direction. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people have drug problems. It's not about druggies and giving money to junkies and them changing their behavior. What about Tiger Woods? The hell was he taking? He seemed pretty impaired, taking some of them designer drugs they order. You know, it's a big business. Celebrities and those networks. It's been a huge issue. I mean, look at what Meathead's kid did to him. I know, it's interesting. So anyways, yeah, I don't think it's about getting drug addicts to change their behavior. I think it's about offering proper services and not enforcing certain programs and medications upon low-income people. It's absolutely fucking sick when you hear how some of these people talk. Right, so he just said he gets what? $620 general assistance. So remember back when they were saying everyone should get basic income? Those programs they've been trying to get applied into the schools with the job programs, the greenhouses, basic income. Remember the card programs? Right, and they could earn it could start out with like school bucks. They can buy stuff from the cafeteria and however you want to set that up. I'm sure it'd be systematic from kindergarten on up. Right, like in some of the places they have the kindergartners and first graders grow the lemongrass and aloe because that's easiest to grow. Right, I mean, who's going to make the lemon oil? You know, it makes great essential oil, and it's very good for a lot of things. It's antimicrobial. These things are really fun to learn about. I'm sure that could all be integrated over time. I mean, you don't got to teach them all that in kindergarten, right? No, but you want to ask them about their sexuality? You people are fucked. Right, so anyways, then what did they do? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll just give everybody basic income money, okay. And then they cherry pick these areas and they take all that funding that was supposed to go to the school systems, to the public school systems, and implement those programs. If you're not with it at all, you might not understand, but if you have any kind of sense about you, you might understand how those programs implemented across the board in 100,000 schools, just common sense, as opposed to hate and debate and rhetoric, absolutely insane. And when they implemented that back in 2010, we knew it was going to be a shit show. A lot of people literally fucking killed themselves, dude. It's not even funny. And the fact they ignore that, oh, well, if someone did that, then they had other problems, right? I know, it's what they say. It's their fucking lingo. They're sick, nasty, evil people. Right. So what they did was they cherry-picked areas that they had already flooded with drugs, where there was a lot of drug problems, and they gave all them over $600 a month general assistance. Of course they're going to spend it on drugs. Doesn't even make sense. We're like, what does that have to do with implementing the basic income programs with the public school systems? You know, so when they hit the ages of 16, 17, 18, and they're becoming adults, and they're going to be driving on the roads and voting and working with the public or in private establishments, they have some kind of wits, skills, and training. They've learned about basic human functioning, and that doesn't seem to be happening. That all gets ignored, and people want to push these medications on them. And we told them at the Maine Parent Federation back in 2007 and 8 how horrible this was, and that was fucking scary for us. And what we've been dealing with since then with our children and the vaccines and the ignorance there here, these things need to be addressed. It is fucking sick and ridiculous. How are people not speaking out about those things, and they play so fucking stupid? Well, if Biden hadn't opened the border... Anyways, much love, health, and peace to you all. I really, really hope the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these fucking kids, man. Wow. Anyways, we're good. We're very good. We're having a water. We just pampered ourselves a little bit. We are going to make probably one of the mixed greens drink with a little creatine. And you know which one I really like? This one's good. I'm not a drinker of alcohol, but a lot of people say they like this after they have a weekend of drinking. Yeah, I just like it once in a while in general. It's called Weekend Recovery. This one's strawberry lemonade. Has electrolytes. See, it's different. Okay, hold on. Let me just read the other one. A second. See, then the other one we had, the watermelon one, was different too. So this one is the workout one, hydration, lemon lime. It's really good. So as you can see, there is a little bit of difference here, yeah? A little bit more chloride in the Weekend Recovery. Way more vitamin C, look at that, 450 compared to 90. B12, 24. Half the amount of B12. 50 magnesium, 50, same amount of magnesium. 400 potassium, 350, not a big difference there. Alright, so aside from the vitamin C, seems like everything else, in the B12. Yeah, it's interesting. This has double the B12 and a quarter of the vitamin C. It has half the amount of B12 and quadruple the amount of vitamin C. Have you tried it? Do you like it? I like this stuff too. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, and we're probably going to do some reading in a little bit. You're very welcome. Thank you.
It's called Housing First.
Are we done watching that? Was it just that clip you wanted us to watch? Jesus. I sure hope so. Yeah, if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns with that, or suggestions as to how we can help them without breaking the law. I know we lay it on pretty thick with some of the classes sometimes, and portraying and mirroring and speaking to criminals. I know it can sound pretty mean, when you're talking to some of the sickest motherfuckers on the face of the earth. I'm sorry. I don't mean to swear. I try to refrain from swearing as much as I can. I actually, if you know me, right, I mean, a lot of people that have known me are very surprised. Actually, I didn't get angry and start yelling and swearing until 2019. Yeah, some of those mandates they made in then 2021, holy shit. Yeah, if you look back and you see what they were doing, ignoring, and then continuing to amp up the transgender shit, it does. It makes us emotional. It starts to make us feel sick. We start to drown when you think of the poor kids that have been killed and the innocent people that they have killed. For Christ's sakes, people, what the fuck? Common sense. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know what I'd do without you. You're awesome. You're welcome. Thank you. That's too fast.
This be the ears that only wanna hear in your rubber dub style, in your rubber dub style. No, this be the feet that skank up on your street in your rubber dub style, in your rubber dub style. Yes, this be the one that rock on your son in your rubber dub style. Yes, I'm driving it wild in my rubber dub style. Yes, I'm driving it wild because it started me. And if you come to watch me show, yes, then you're loving me. And if you try to grab me, my young, then you're testing me. So then me get angry. And when me get angry, I wanna get happy. So now I'm happy. Yes, you know just what it is that you will receive. I sing my baba dabba testimony, yes. And when you come and watch me, you pay that fee, yes. Give me money, yes. Do that baby, yes. He be the one best. He needs a contest. Bless this mic that I caress with the lyrics that I spit in. Galang, galang, galang. Got them bouncing off the ceiling. Galang, galang, galang. For the motion and commotion. Ay, motion and commotion. Let me say, this be the lips that spit the lyrics in your rubber dub style, in your rubber dub style. Yes, this be the ears that only wanna hear in your rubber dub style, in your rubber dub style. Right, this be the feet that skank up on the street in your rubber dub style, in your rubber dub style. Yes, this be the one that rock beneath your son in your rubber dub style. Yes, I'm driving it wild in my rubber dub style. Yes, I'm driving it wild. Don't. Well, obviously, first off, MCs wanna see me rocket, disputing, electrocuting, like sticking a fork up in the socket. I'm on it to keep bombing as long as you keep mobbing. I'm sobbing if you stop it, so why don't you just drop? Get your ass up on the floor and yo, and bring your bones and things. I wanna see you shining like a blinky pinky ring. I said, all you got to do your own thing. You're moving up your hip and then you whine and you swing. You whine and you swing, and when you do your own thing, I said you whine and you swing, and when you do your own thing, you sing. La 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 la, bum bum chile. Me and Daddy, we are sick of the days. La 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 la, bum bum chile. Me and Daddy, we are Rastafari.
Thank you. Much love.